Hello everybody and welcome to your maths lesson for today. We're going to start today's lesson by revising our secret times tables from yesterday. We need to be secret times table detectives. How did we use our secret times tables yesterday to solve number sentences like this? 3 times 80 is the same as. Pause the video, talk to someone at home or at school to say what we did to help us. Ready? The first thing we need to do is find our secret times table. This is the times table we already know that's easier to work out. What is it in 3 times 80? That's right. We know 3 times 8. 3 fingers up because it's 3 groups of counting 8s. 8, 16, 24. But is that going to be our answer? Yes or no? Why not? 3 times 80 isn't the same as 3 times 8 because 3 times 8 we're multiplying 3 times 8 ones. Here we're doing 3 times 8 tens. So what do we need to do with this? We need to times it by 10 to get 3 times 80. So we take our 3 times 8 ones, which is 24, and times it by 10 for it to be times 80. Do you remember how to do that? What happens to our 24? Yesterday we used our place value chart to help us. Hundreds, tens, ones. Where would we write 24 on here? Where would we put our 2 tens? That's right, in the tens column. What about our 4? Point to it on the screen. It would go in our ones column. When we times by 10, everything gets 10 times bigger, so it all moves across. What happens to a 10 when we times it by 10? We have 10 of them. Do you remember? It turns into a 100. We've got 10 of these 10s in 100. So if we got 2 10s, they're going to go into here to become 200. What happens to my 4 ones? When I've got 1 1 and times it by 10, it becomes a 10. We've got 10 of these little ones in this. So they move across, and the 4 ones become 4 tens, which is 40. So I need my 0 as a placeholder. Otherwise, it would look like my number is 24. So my answer is 240. To remind yourself of this, I would like you to complete the following ones. Let's read them. Oops, it's rubbed out a little bit. Let's read them together before you have a go. Number 1 says 8 times 50. Did you spot the secret 10? I did too. 8 times 5. Doing this to help you a little bit. Number 2, 4 times 80. What's the secret times table? That's right. The last one, 6 times 30. Did you spot the secret one? Were you a good detective? That's right, I know how to do 6 times 3. I would like you to pause the video, write these number sentences out on a whiteboard or a piece of paper. The first thing you need to do is solve your secret times table and then times everything by 10, as each time we're multiplying by 5 tens, then 8 tens, then 3 tens. Once you've finished, unpause the video to correct. Ready? 8 times 5, same as 8 fingers up, 8 groups, and we're counting in 5s. Off we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So that's 8 ones times 5 ones, but I want to do 8 ones times 5 tens. So everything moves across. So I'm going to do 40 times 10. So instead of 4 tens, I would have 4 hundreds. The 0 moves into the tens, and I've got this as a placeholder. Give yourself a tick if you've got that one correct. Nice job, guys. Next one. 4 times 8. How many fingers up? What are we counting in? 4 fingers up, counting in 8s. Off we go. 8, 16, 24, 32. But again, I'm not timesing 4 times 8 ones. I'm doing 4 ones times 8 tens. So I need to multiply all of this by 10. Do you remember what happens? The 3 tens become hundreds. The 2 ones become 2 10s to make 20 and 0 as a placeholder. Okay, last one, 6 times 3. What is 6 times 3? How many fingers up? Count in threes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Nice job. Oh, I forgot to write my answer in this one and give ourselves a tick. So I need to multiply all of it by 10 because I'm doing 6 times 3 10s. What would that be? The 1 10 would become 100. The 8 ones would become 8 10s, which would make 80. 0 as the placeholder. This is how I feel if you have remembered that from yesterday. If you need a bit more practice, don't worry, we're also going to do that today. Today we're going to be moving on to something else. So we're going to use what we did yesterday and build on it. I am learning to multiply, which means times, 2-digit numbers by a 1-digit number. What is a 2-digit number? I'm going to give you a clue. It's a number with 10s and 1s in it, a bit like 39 or 45 or 56. Can you name 3 other 2-digit numbers? Pause the video and tell someone at home or in school. What did you come up with? So any of those numbers you've just said, we're timesing by a 1-digit number, by just ones. You might be thinking, but we did that yesterday. Because this is a 1-digit times 2-digit, 1-digit times 2-digit, 1-digit times 2-digit. Let's see if you can see the difference though with today's first challenge. It says 3 times 32, so 1-digit times 2-digit with 10s and 1s. Can you see how it's different though to this one? Pause the video and have a think. In this one, we've got 8 1s times 5 10s. In this one, we've got 3 1s times 3 10s and 3 1s times 2 1s. So in this one, we're multiplying by 10s. In this one, we're multiplying by 10s and we have a different digit in the 1s column. In these ones, we're just multiplying by 10s. This one is a bit trickier. Can you think of how we could solve it? Can you see my clue? I've drawn my place value chart with hundreds, tens and ones. And I've also written deans. That's a big clue. How could we represent 3 times 32 in deans? And how would this help us? Pause the video and have a think. Let's go through it together. So I need to make 3 rows. So I've got 1, 2, 3 rows. You'll see what this one is used for after. And in each row, there needs to be 32. So I'm going to do my 30 first of all, 10, 20, 30. It goes in my 10s, remember the 30. And then the 2 will go in my 1s. That's one group of 32. I need 3 groups. So I'm going to do the same thing again underneath. This is my second group. 10, 20, 30. Switch, 31, 32. That's 2 groups of 32. One more group, 10, 20, 30, switch, 31, 32. So I've got 1 group of 32, 2 groups of 32, 3 groups of 32. How am I going to get my answer? I could count up all my 10s and then switch and count all my 1s. Is there a quicker way? Remember, we have to start by our tiny ones first. They get very impatient and say, count us first. They're the youngest ones. So we're going to go to our 1s and count our 1s first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was there a quicker way of doing that rather than counting in 1s? That's right, I could have counted in 2s because I've got the same number in each 1s box. So I could have gone 2, 4, 6. Okay, let's move to this column. We can now count our 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Was there a quicker way of counting there? Because I have 30 in each box, I could have counted in 30s, which is a little bit like counting in 3s, but 10 times bigger. So instead of 3, 6, 9, it will be 30, 60, 90. I've got 90 and 6, which makes my answer 90. Add 6, 96. 9 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 6 ones. So you can see I've done 3 groups of 2. So I've done 3 ones times 2 ones. And then here I've done 3 times 30. So I just do it separately. I do 2 times table sentences, multiplication sentences. I could also do this as a drawing. If you feel confident at this point, you can try and do this as a drawing yourself. If you'd like to follow along with me, that's okay too. So I'm going to rub this out and do it as a drawing, as we don't always carry around Deans in our pockets to try and do our maths, so it's good to know it as a drawing. So the same thing, I need to make 3 groups of 32. So in here, 10, 20, 30, in my ones, 1, 2. That's 1 group of 32. Now I need to make my next group, go underneath because it's a new number. 10, 20, 30, switch, 31, 32. That's 2 groups of 32. Third group, 10, 20, 30, switch, 31, 32. Do you remember what to do next? I start by adding up my ones in twos, 2, 4, 6. Then I go to my tens, 30, 60, 90. 9 tens, add 6 ones is 96. I think we're ready to have a go at that one. My next one says 2 times 44. I would like you to copy the place value grid onto a whiteboard or a piece of paper. This time, actually I don't even need a grid that big. I'm going to change it. What do I need to draw out? I had a different number sentence first, but I changed it. So I'm going to start by doing always this, because it's my place value, hundreds, tens and ones. How many rows am I going to need? How many groups? 1, that's space for 1 group. That's space for 2 groups. And underneath I have a place, I'm actually going to do that again. That's a very wobbly line, isn't it, guys? Miss Dawe can do better than that wobbly line. I'm sure Mrs. Clayton is thinking, oh, how wobbly those lines are. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I've got 2 rows because I'm doing 2 groups, and the bottom row is so I can add them up, just like I did here. Because I was timesing by 3, I created 3 rows across with a row underneath to add them up. Pause the video, copy that now. If you feel confident, I would like you to do Dean's drawings to show how you would do 4 times 44. Again, if you'd like to go through another example with me, that is okay. I'm not going to make it with my Deans this time. I'm just going to do my drawing. So I need to times 44. Where would I draw 44? The 40 goes in here in the tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. My 4 ones go in here. 1, 2. Oh my goodness. Looks more like a triangle than my ones, Dean. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 group of 44. We need 2 groups. So we go underneath 10, 20, 30, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. How do we get the answer? That's right, just like last time, we have to add up each column, starting with the ones. So we can count in 4s here because each ones group has 4. Ready? 4, 8. What about our 10s? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Or we could have counted in 40s, which is a little bit like counting in 4s, but 10 times bigger. So it's going to be 40, 80, a little bit like 4, 8. So my answer is 8 tens, add 8 ones is 88. Got it? We'll get the hang of it. There's another way we're going to look at today of solving this. So For 3 times 32 at the beginning, we had our Dean's drawing. We're going to have another way of doing it. And my second method is called partition. Do you remember our action for partition? We also had it as partition. What does it mean? Pause the video, explain to someone at home. It means we're breaking the number. We're separating it, partition, into its different parts, into its hundreds, tens and ones. So because we're doing 3 times 32, we're going to partition 32. So just like a part whole model, this is my whole 32. How would we partition it? Because it's got 2 digits, I only need 2 bubbles here. So the 3 here means 3 tens, so it means 30. And the 2 here means 2 ones, so I just put 2. 32 is the same as 30, add 2. Now what do? I've partitioned it. Do you remember here I explained it as we did 3 ones times 2 ones, which is here, and 3 times 3 tens, or 3 times 30 in here. We're going to do that with our bar model. So we've got our 2 here. We're just going to times it by 3. So we're going to do 3 ones times 2 ones, a little bit like here. So this becomes, I'm going to write times 3. We're timesing everything by 3. So 2 times 3 is, 2 fingers up, counting 3s, 3, 6. Start with our ones always. They get impatient. And here we're going to do the same, just like we did 3 times 30, 3 groups, and 30 in each group. We need to times this one by 3. 30 times 3, or we could do it the other way around. Remember, with multiplication you can switch. Here is where my secret 10 is going to come in handy. Do you remember what it was? My secret 10 is 3 times 3, which is 3, 6, 9. And make it 10 times bigger, because we're timesing 3 tens, not 3 ones. It's going to become 90. But if you need to write out your secret 10 to help you, so I could have done 3 times 3 is the same as 9. And 9 times 10 is 90. That is okay. If you need to do that bit, that is absolutely fine. I love it when you show you're working. Okay, so how do I get my answer? Do you see how this bit now looks like a little bit, the bit at the bottom? I've done 3 times 2 is the same as 6, which is here. And 3 times 30, which is the same as 90, which is here. Just done 2 times 3 and 30 times 3. Exactly the same. It just looks a little bit different to this. That's right, I need to add them up. I'm going to rub this bit off, but you can do that. So I now need to go underneath and do 90 add 6 is the same as 96. Got it? That is a tricky one, isn't it? So, partition first. Times your ones by whatever you're multiplying by. Times your tens by whatever you're multiplying by, just like here. And then bring them back together. Add them together. Shall we try doing it with 2 times 44? Using our partition method. So this was our Dean's method for 2 times 44. 2 groups of 44. Let's see if we can do it here. If you feel confident, you can get a piece of paper or whiteboard and have a go on your own. If not, stay tuned with me. What's the first step? I need to write my whole, which is 44. Well, it's not my whole because that would be my answer. But my biggest bit here is 44. Okay, what do I do next? I need to partition it. So the number I'm multiplying here, partition it. What is that going to be? My ones would be, and my tens would be. 4 tens make 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, I've partitioned, that's step 1. Now what do I need to do? I need to times everything by 2. So 4 times 2, 4 fingers up, counting twos, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, and now I need to do 40 times 2. Actually, I'm going to even write that underneath the number sentence like I did last time to remind myself what I do. 4 times 2 is 8, and 40 times 2 is, what's our secret 10 here? 4 times 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. Make it 10 times bigger will become 80. So what is my answer? Do underneath 80, add 8, same as 88. That was tricky, but you're doing really well. Well done, guys. We're going to do a last one together. And for this one, I would like you to do both methods. So you need to do your Dean's method. Then you need to do your partition method. Ready? I would like you to do 4 times 22. Start by doing it as a Dean's working out and then do it as a partitioning one. Yeah? We'll let everyone to have a go on their own. Piece of paper or whiteboard, and then unpause to go through it together. Everyone to do the Dean's one first. Off you go. Ready? So I need to draw out my place value chart. How many rows is it going to have? It's going to have, I'm going to draw this down first, hundreds, tens, ones. It's going to have 4 rows because I've got 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I mustn't forget the last one where I'm going to total each column. Now I can make 22. Where do the 2 tens go? That's right, they go in here. And my ones in here. That's 1 times 10, 20, switch, 21, 22. I need 4 times 22. That's 2 times 22. 3 times 22. 4 times 22. You know what to do next. We have to add up the ones. We can count in twos. Ready? 2, 4, 6, 8. Then we're going to count in 20s here. Ready? 20, 40, 60, 80. My answer is 88. Well done. Let's see if we can do it as a partition now. Let's rub it out. Can you pause the video and have a go at the partition one now? Unpause when you're ready to go through it. So we take our number here, 22, our 2-digit number, and we need to partition it. What does that look like? We put our 2 from here and our 20 from here. It's important that you write 20 here because this 2 means 2 tens. Then we times everything by 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. 20 times 4. What is our secret one? 2 times 4 is 8. And then it gets 10 times bigger. So our answer is 80. Add 8. Same as 88. Good job. I've put a few for you to practice on an activity sheet on your portfolio. For each multiplication, I would like you to do it in Dean's in one box. You'll see I've labelled it. And in the other box, do it using a partitioning model. Well done for today. Have a lovely weekend and I'll see you on Monday. Oh, I forgot you couldn't see this bit at the bottom. Sorry, it's really hard sometimes with my camera screen to get all of our amazing work in. So what I did at the end was I took the 80 and the 8 and added them together. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, have a lovely weekend and I'll see you on Monday when we're going to be turning this into something else. Does anyone know any other methods that we can do 2-digit times 1-digit? There's an even quicker way. Have a think about it over the weekend. Bye for now.